Yes, excellent morning, family, different parts of the world. This is our Monday morning Millennium Mindset Tips that we do here on this channel, the Wealth Creation Project that's unfolding around the world, making great progress in different parts of the world already. And I'm excited that in every continent, we'll have individuals that imbibe the information that we're sharing and improve on the quality of their own personal lives. So today's lesson is about keeping money, right? Because it's one thing to earn a lot of money, but it's another story to keep it. And the lesson that I reflected on is one where, when I remember generating millions of dollars in the automobile business, one thing I realized at the time, looking back, because you don't know this when you're going through it, but the purpose of these lessons is so that you could learn from my mistakes and therefore not repeat those mistakes, and you have a better experience in your life. That's the purpose of this. So when I look back in the 90s, when in Jamaica at the time, there was something called the regulation of the importation of vehicles. And the government would give special people a license to bring automobiles in. So in Jamaica, we call it curry favor, right? So you curried the favor. But what it meant is that you had to have friends that were in politics or in government to be able to receive permission to bring cars into the country. So in the 90s, they deregulated it, meaning they removed that restriction and anybody could simply fill out the form, submit it to the regulatory agency, and once they met the guidelines, they would be given a license. So it opened up a doorway for people to be able to bring vehicles into the country. And that started the era of the used car industry in terms of bringing vehicles in and selling them for a profit. And I was there at the time when this change happened, and I saw that one of my friends was making some good money. So I also went into the field as well, and developed a large business. Eventually, left medicine behind, and I capitalized on that windfall. But looking back, we earned millions of dollars, but there's certain things that I did not understand. I didn't really understand about taxes. I didn't understand about diversification of the money that was coming in. I didn't understand that I should have been setting money aside, even though sometimes my wife would encourage me to, look at saving. But I thought that the money that was flowing in from that business really and truly got so big. I thought, man, this was just always continue because it looked so solid, it looked so strong. And we didn't get prepared. And I, as the leading factor in the relationship, I didn't get us prepared for the possibility that that big, it wasn't even a stream, it was like a river of money. And I didn't believe it would dry up. And it faced a number of different challenges along the way that I wasn't prepared for. So the key thing about earning a lot of money, which, it could happen that you come into the right opportunity at the right time. And it happens a lot in network marketing in our industry where a lot of individuals join a company at the right time. They're connected to some very good leaders. As a result of this, they are able to generate a great result in terms of income, but they're really not mentally prepared for some of the things that will come after that money starts to flood into their hands. Things like not being properly prepared for taxes, not having the right estate planning, not having the mindset to diversify and take some of that revenue that comes in and put it into other areas and other businesses. So the lesson here is that it's not enough to generate a lot of money because that's not what's important. Can you keep it? Can you mature to a point where that initial cash flow is diversified into other areas and becomes other cash flows from other areas that you're now generating? And that multiple flow from many different areas becomes financial security. And that is the lesson for me. Now, how do we get to this place? Because it's one thing to say, okay, that's a lesson, but how do you mature? Well, there are three areas in our lives that we have to pay very close attention to. One are the people that we're associating ourselves with. That is very key. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your bank account. So we have to have an inventory of the people that we allow to be speaking into our lives and the ones who are closest to us, because it's really going to determine how far you go in life, the quality of your relationships. The second thing are the books that we're reading. What is in your library? Are you reading books about personal development and growth? For me, when I during my time of earning all this millions of dollars from the automobile industry, I did not read one book about business. I didn't know anything about reading books, personal development, books like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The only book I remember reading during those years was a book my mother gave me, Who Moved My Cheese? And my mother, being very wise, realized that, hey, Harry, at some point this cheese might move. And it did. So I'm thanking mom for that book. I love that parable. You should read it if you haven't. It's about 25 minutes short. It's deep. It's full of profound lessons. So reading personal development material prepares you in a way that allows for you to have the right mental constructs to be able to actually keep the money that you're generating from whatever it is that you're doing. So the books that you're reading, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I could go on Henry Cloud's Integrity. That was a powerful book for me. Up to today, that's one of my favorite books. And several other books out there, along the lines of, if you want to break it up into the books about your spirituality, books about your business, books about relationships and family, and, all of these different things, ladies and gentlemen, they do compound into allowing you to have the right mental constructs to not just have the money come in, but what do you do with it when you actually have it? And personal development is a key element to that. And the third area is, what are you watching and what are you listening to? So you have to ensure that your viewing and listening library is something that's going to help you to grow. It's going to empower you. It's going to be able to allow you to prosper and do well and grow and become more than you currently are. And ladies and gentlemen, if those tips help you, I hope it did. That lesson, looking back, was quite profound. And getting prepared for that wealth that's going to flood into your life. While you are generating the money or doing things to generate the money, make sure that you're growing as well. Make sure that right between those 2 ears, the 6 inches, that's the most important real estate in the world. What are you pouring into that so that you construct the right mentality to allow you to keep that money that's going to flow into your lives based on the things that you're doing. So that's it, guys. That's this lesson today. Bye, bye, bye. I'll see you next week. Bye, bye.